Hello everyone and welcome to SMSTV. On today's program we're going to be talking about
the language arts teachers, our office staff, and social media. I am Mia.
And I'm Emily. Welcome to the 4th season of SMSTV.
Lucy, Lydia, and Bridget did a story on the language arts teachers at SMS. I really like my language arts teacher. What about you?
Same. My teacher helps me a lot and I think Ms. Neville's fitting right in. Let's watch their story.
So one of the biggest pros is that I get to help kids learn how to read better. One of the cons is that most students don't really like language arts very much. They think it's boring.
Some of the pros of being a language arts teacher is that no 2 days are ever the same. We're always doing different activities. One of the cons sometimes can be students not turning in assignments because they tend to be lengthy.
I would say the definite pros of being an LA teacher is getting to know the kids and helping them figure out how to fall in love with reading and writing. The cons is sometimes LA is not everyone's favorite subject, so I have to find interesting ways to pull those students in that are having a harder time falling in love.
The best way to help students understand LA is to somehow try to get them interested in whatever it is that we're doing.
The best way to help students understand language arts is if they ask questions first. I think just repetition and building strong relationships so kids feel like asking questions helps.
Definitely connecting it to interests that they have. LA is definitely not something that pertains to everyone right off the bat.
Just become a language arts teacher because I just really enjoyed writing and I thought that I could make that part of my job.
I chose to become a language arts teacher because it was one of the subjects I liked most when I was in middle school. And at that time, a lot of our writing could be creative, so I thought we would do a lot of creative writing.
I chose to become an LA teacher because I truly enjoy literature. I've always loved writing papers and grading papers, and works that I've done in the past have really pushed me towards this passion.
This job has changed my life because I have been able to meet so many students that I still talk to even years later, and just really make an impact on their lives for the positive.
This job has probably changed my life, just teaching in general, working with people, helping people, mentoring people.
This job has changed my life in many ways. I think I have grown to love LA so much more over the time that I've been in it, and I've grown to have a stronger passion for the students I work with because the students truly are what make it amazing.
So if you can't read, you can't do life as easily. So that's the big thing is I want you guys to be great readers so that you can learn all of the different subjects and all the different things. That's how it impacts for the future.
Language arts helps people in their lives for their future because no matter what field you're in, you have to be able to read and write and speak to people. You have to be able to articulate your thoughts clearly and effectively. So it's just kind of a all-encompassing subject area.
Reading and writing is so important. If we can't read or write, how can we be successful?
Our next story was done by Evelyn and she did it about our office staff. Let's take a look on the ins and outs of what they do.
I chose to be an office lady instead of an actual teacher because I worked with the students prior to coming to the office. So it was time for a change. I wanted to see what the office action was like, and yeah, you know, behind the scene type of thing.
Liked interacting with all different students, different teachers. I like customer service.
Well, I was an actual teacher for 23 years. And then the experience you gain from being a teacher allows you to be a principal and then able to share what you've learned with other teachers. And so instead of just affecting the kids in my classroom, I got to affect the kids in the whole school.
They need someone like me, believe it or not. They need someone like me because I'm a go-getter, okay? It's like, let's just do it, get it done.
You never know what they're going to be asking. It's usually something funny. It's fun to interact with them. Their questions are always something that is unexpected.
Yeah, it's part about being a classroom teacher. You don't get into education because you don't like kids. You like kids. You know, they're fun to hang out with.
Some things that I do at the office daily is interaction with kids, whether it could be positive or sometimes very little negative, but most of the time positive interactions with them, and as well as parents.
Daily, I'm always getting assistance for the teachers, greeting customers, greeting staff every morning, assisting where we need to be assisted, and assisting my office staff.
Talk with students, a lot of meetings, so we can get students. That's the part of the job that gets tiresome. But the rewarding part is just being with kids.
I like not to be seen most times, so I want to be that person that's getting everything done, making our teachers look good, helping our students be successful.
It's pretty exciting. You never know what's going to come up. It's just being able to be there to help with all the needs of the children, all the needs of the teachers, and assisting admin.
Actually, I don't like being in the office. I like being out in the hallways and working outside the office.
Oh my gosh. That's my instant reaction. It's like, oh my gosh, okay, get it together, boom. Then I, get right back to it.
I assist in the office if we need to call 911 or whatever is needed on my side to assist in the office.
Go into protocol, find out what the student needs, assess the situation. Once you've assessed the situation, you know how to benefit the student.
Our office staff is so nice and helps our teachers in school so much.
I agree. Whenever I need help or have questions, they're always so helpful with anything I need.
Our last story for the day is about social media by Ashley, Melanie, and Natalie. Let's watch it.
Social media is a platform where people could interact with each other from afar. So it doesn't have to be here. It could be any place all over the world.
Media is a great tool, but can always be used negatively, and typically that's what I see with teenagers, so I'm not a huge fan of it.
Social media is good and bad. It's good because it allows people to stay connected with people they know. It gets misused a lot of times, especially by younger kids. So it has its pros and its cons.
So the pros of social media, I feel again, connecting with tons of different people. I have friends that are living in New York. I have friends that live in Connecticut, South Carolina, and I get a chance to connect with them, which is really cool. So that's one pro. One negative to that is that we are so in tune with that sometimes that it affects us in other ways.
Pros and cons about social media: it helps disseminate a lot of information quickly. The cons are it also disseminates information that is not good, which sometimes hurts student self-esteem.
The pros and cons for social media are, starting with the pros, you can stay connected with people who you don't see on a regular basis. The cons are putting social media in the hands of kids who are not developed or mature enough to handle it.
It affects them emotionally if you have a lot of good connections, so it affects them greatly because there's a lot of different connections with it. Negatively, so for example, if you were watching social media right before you go to bed, you are not going to be able to get enough sleep. Then you're going to feel a little more depressed.
Social media can affect people in both positive and negative ways. I would like to see somebody start a movement of encouraging positive on social media versus negative.
There's a lot of addiction that's happening right now with kids your age. Kids getting on TikTok for hours and hours and watching things that are way inappropriate for what their age level is.
I think social media can benefit people by keeping you connected with people you love.
People, in our brains, we get so distracted, like all of a sudden, like again, you get that ding and you're like, oh, what's going on? And all of a sudden, if you heard that in class, all of a sudden your attention is to that and not doing classwork.
Social media is not available at school to students because what we've found over the years that I've been here is it has become a distraction and more things have been negative than positive, and so we just cut that part out so kids can focus on learning.
Social media is a scary place. People of all ages really have to be careful with what they're doing on the internet.
Well, that is a wrap, everyone. Thank you for watching SMSTV.
Have a great day, Desert Hawks. We'll see you next time on
SMSTV.